Hello everybody, today I'm going to do some work on this large beech informal upright tree. I'm going to repot it later. The pot is looking a bit of a mess, but I'm not too concerned about that. I do want to trim back some of these long branches to try and get a bit more ramification, and I want to investigate whether this graft here at the top is taken. I got bored of waiting for the tree to throw out a shoot in this area, so I decided to make a graft. Well, I hope you can see that yeah, the branch I grafted has put on a lot of growth. I'm hoping that's a good sign that the graft is taken. Let me see if I can get a close-up in there. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the majority of this branch and just leave this whip part of the branch in its place. So that's not the clearest view. I'm just going to cut it back roughly so I can bring it down without getting poked in the eye. So yeah, quite a long piece. It's quite a bright sunny day today, and the sun shining makes it hard to see on the screen what you're actually seeing, but yeah, no, that's good. So I'm going to take it back. This is the grafted branch. I could take it back just to there, keep this branch, but I'm actually going to take it right back to here. Okay, so I can then wire this branch around to fill in this space. I will shorten it as well. So let's see what we can do with this graft. I'll find a scalpel set. And then I am basically going to just cut away the grafting tape. And we'll see what's underneath. Doesn't want to come off. Okay, so there we go. Well, the graft has taken. It's going to look a bit ugly for a few years, but yeah, no, I'm happy that that's actually grafted in there reasonably well. Now all that remains is to remove this piece, and I'm going to start. I'm actually going to remove it, or cut it here first of all, because that piece was under some tension, and remove that chunk. Now I'm actually going to leave this to die back to the grafting point naturally, and then remove it later in the summer. So let's just take out this piece. There we go. Okay. I'm going to remove all the leaves first, and then we can see the structure better. So I'll come back after I've removed the leaves. So I'm going to start at the top and shorten these back. Take off these pieces that are sticking straight up. Shorten this branch quite substantially back to a bud just there. I have 4 buds in one spot, so I'm going to lose all of those. This branch I'm not happy with at all. I almost have 3 branches coming from the same spot anyway, so I'm going to lose the centre one, which is the biggest, thickest, chunkiest branch of the lot. Struggling to get in there with the big choppers. Come on, you can do it. That's it. That's better. Somewhere here. I have a narrower jawed set. That's better. That's better. This tree grows quite vigorously, so I'm actually going to be quite harsh cutting it back and taking off stuff I don't like, just to try and get a framework back into it from which we can work for the future. Okay, so decision time for this. Do I wire this down and keep it? Do I keep this piece? That piece has to go. It's going back in the wrong direction, as is that piece. As is that piece. I could wire this piece. No, I'm going to lose this chunky piece. It's too big, too chunky, and I'm actually going to shorten this back to this bud. That's better. And then I need to remove that, going in the wrong direction, and I'm going to remove this. Okay, so that opens up a little bit of space between this branch and this branch. Okay, so beginning with the branch that was grafted, I'm going to put a wrap around the trunk. Just to hold it secure. and then wire the branch. I'm going to wire it relatively loosely. I don't want to scar this branch too much. Okay, and then it's just a question of bringing it back round and into position to try and fill this gap, whilst giving it some movement to match it in a little bit with the rest of the tree. As you can see, hopefully we'll give this area a bit more structure. Okay, so I've put some wire on a few places, and I've made a decision that I don't like this branch in the slightest. Considered keeping it as an extra bit of this branch, but it's coming straight at me and it's got to go, and 'tis gone. Sometimes I think you just have to make these decisions. Yeah, that's opened up this tree quite considerably. And I'm going to clear the decks here, and we'll see about getting it out of this pot, out of this soil, and into some fresh soil. It's going to go back into this pot, but I just want to look at the roots, and I want to change its position in the pot slightly, give the roots this side of the tree room to move. Okay, I'll turn you off again. Okay, so I'm just combing out the roots. Yeah, good fibrous root system, but it's quite a way away from the trunk, and I want to get this tree more centralised in this training pot so that eventually it can go into a proper pot in an appropriate position. Another reason why I wanted to get it out of this pot is this stuff growing in the moss, which I don't know what its proper botanical name is, but we call it liverwort around here, and it's a sign usually that you've got poor drainage in your soil. So yeah, so it's again another reason to refresh this tree. I've taken a lot of top growth off, so I should be able to remove, you know, a reasonable amount of roots without too much damage to the tree. What's this label say? Repotted 2016, so yeah, it was in here 2 years. Probably could have stayed in there another year. But like I say, there were signs that it wasn't getting enough drainage, so better safe than sorry. Also means I get a chance to get some of these weeds out. Okay, so I've worked my way around the root ball, just cutting these roots back, combed them all out, cut them back, removed a couple of long pieces which just had a bit of fibrous root on the end, such as these. No, they're not really of very much help. when you're wanting to get the tree into the bonsai pot eventually. So yeah, that's cut back just to try and keep the root ball itself, as compact as possible. Quick look underneath, and there's a few of these longish pieces underneath. They can go. Yeah, I think that's probably as much as I want to take off. I have a nice flat brace for the tree to sit into the pot, and let's get the pot back in and do that. Okay, so tree's in the pot. Put in a layer of bonsai soil, mixed it with some slow release granular feeds. I've just been experimenting a little bit, finding the best position, and I feel that's the right base, the right place, sorry. So now it's just a question of filling in around the tree and giving this a good water, and then putting it somewhere out of the direct sunlight and wind. It's very windy at the moment and forecast to be so for the rest of the week actually. So yeah, don't want this tree getting blown over out of its pot, nor desiccated, because if the roots have been cut, it's not going to be able to take in the moisture in the same way. So just needs a day or so, well, a week or two to recover. Beech often don't come into leaf until April, so by the time it begins to come into leaf, or is ready to come into leaf, it should have begun to compartmentalise the damage caused by the root pruning, and be on track for recovery. So I've about run out of soil before I've run out of pot, as it were. So I'm going to have to mix up another batch to put around this tree. But for now, I just want to make sure I'm getting this lot down around the roots, and then I'll give it a drink, mix up some more, and then come back when that's done. So okay, you get the gist of this. This is just to get rid of the air pockets. So here we have the finished product in all of its glory. I'll give you 360. And there we have it. Would like to get the back branch slightly shortened in, but time will tell. Time will tell. Thank you for watching, and take care of yourselves.